How's it going, everybody? Noah Hiles, Alan Saunders here, coming to you, presented by the Beaver County Auto. Oh, okay, start that over.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Beaver County Auto Studios.
Just say we're outside the Beaver County.
Yeah. How's it going, everybody? Noah Hiles, Alan Saunders here, right on the North Shore, outside of the Beaver County Auto Studios, bringing you some Bucco show action here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon.
I figured the Pirates aren't using PNC Park today, so maybe we will.
Yeah, they'll be back this weekend. We're here a day early, you know? And I think the main thing you want to talk about right now, Alan, is Melky Cabrera.
Yeah, I mean, a signing that the Pirates made late in the offseason, a guy that didn't have an obvious fit on this team after the Pirates had already acquired Lonnie Chisenhall to presumably be the fourth outfielder, and he's been fantastic. He's hitting .367. He's been fine, if not good defensively. He's one of the better hitting outfielders in the National League right now, and I think he's played his way into a role as the Pirates' fourth outfielder going forward. I can't see them going away from him at this point.
Yeah, if you would have told me Melky Cabrera would be the Pirates' best hitter in their lineup, I would have thought that sentence would have taken place maybe back in 2012, and they made an aggressive move. But no, the fact that he's even on the team in 2019 is a shock to many. But like you said, I mean, this was a very last-minute decision as far as the Pirates' transactions went, kind of just an emergency signing in case a guy like Chisenhall would go down, which he did, a guy with injury history. And this insurance policy has paid off in dividends. I mean, he's hitting the ball well. He's making plays in the field. I mean, that Wrigley catch was something to behold. And I think it's fair that this guy has earned a spot to stay with the club once Dickerson and Polanco return, which is coming up soon. I'm interested to see what role they use him in once everyone's back.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. But one of the things is that, like, with that Pirates outfield, there's room for there to be, like, Polanco hasn't hit lefties all that well in his career, and he's done much better when he's fresh compared to when he's gotten worn down. You'll have Dickerson, who, has shown in the past that when he's an everyday player, he doesn't do quite as well. It's like, I think the Pirates made a very clear point last year to give him days off, to give him rest, because they felt like that was the best way to get the most out of him. I think there's plenty of playing time for Melky in the outfield. I wonder what happens when Lonnie Chisenhall comes back, because where does he play? Where does he fit? I'm not sure it's clear at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you next. And with Lonnie, I mean, that was probably their biggest signing they made this offseason. It would be Lonnie, Young, or Jordan Lyles. All of them.
Gonzalez,
that was the trade, but I mean, all of them are getting equal money. But I mean, Chisenhall, where does he fit in on this? They have four really good outfielders now. You would assume Marte is going to continue to pick it up offensively. He's their best defensive outfielder. Polanco and Dickerson, solid bats in the lineup, guys who are going to start the majority of the games moving forward once they return. And then, as we've talked about, Melky Cabrera. So where does that leave Lonnie Chisenhall? He's a guy that you don't really feel comfortable putting in for his defense in the infield. Being that he lost his starting job to younger guys in Cleveland. They moved him to the outfield. He has a decent arm, not a great glove. And, you know, if he can't stay healthy and, you know, do you even give him a chance to prove himself with the bat?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what's going to happen here. I mean, the Pirates are in a situation where they don't need him. I mean, like, they could use him maybe, and, you know, maybe they'll go to a larger bench. They've been rolling with the four-man bench through most of the season. A lot of roster moves back and forth, but I don't know. I just see this team, and I don't see an obvious place for them. And maybe like you're saying, like the infield, but where would even fit in the Pirates infield? I mean, they have two players at third base in Colin Moran and Jung Ho Kang. They've got Josh Bell at first. Is Chisenhall going to hit better than those three guys can hit? I don't see it. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. But one thing you learn after covering baseball for a long time is, like, those problems aren't problems until they're here. Yeah. Lots can happen between now and the time that the Pirates get those three outfielders healthy.
Absolutely. You never know who's going to stay healthy. You never know who's going on the injured list. There's a lot of unpredictability in this game we call baseball. So any final thoughts on the whole Melky Cabrera outfield situation?
No, just that I think it's interesting that sometimes the moves in the offseason you never really talk about or don't think are going to be big end up being most impactful. And I think you've seen that in other places in Major League Baseball. I think you see it in the Pirates. Jordan Lyles, Melky Cabrera, doing great. that is to me the one thing that Neil Huntington is the best at, is those under the radar signings that just seem to work out. Those guys that for whatever reason didn't find a place or got squeezed out somewhere else. He seems to be very good at picking off the pile and finding those useful pieces.
Yeah, JB Shuck, another one,
Yeah,
a
doing
guy
really
that's
well.
come on and he's held his own in the time being. And Jason Martin, someone that you and I probably didn't expect to see up in the majors this early. He's come up for some
Really
big
at
base
all
hits.
this year.
Yeah.
I mean, given Cabrera, given Shuck, given Chisenhall, I'd have probably figured he wouldn't play until September, and he's done very well as well.
So that's all we got concerning Melky Cabrera. We got some more content coming up. Be sure to follow it all on Pittsburgh Sports Live, presented by Beaver County Auto.